What's going on, Glove Flip Nation? So today we have a very special glove that we're going to be talking about. One that's been with the channel since probably the very start. For those that have watched our content throughout the years, you've probably heard or seen of the man-child, which is my younger brother Carson. And today we're going to be fixing up his old glove and telling its story of glory, hardships, and recovery. But before we get into that, let's go over some of the glove specs. So just going over some of the specs of the glove. So we have a Rawlings Pro Preferred. It is an 11.5 inches. It's an iWeb. It's mocha leather, and it used to have gold trim. You can't really tell anymore. It's a little bit faded, but it has mocha laces and hand-sewn welting on the side that's kind of faded and broken away. Let's start this off at the creation of the glove. The glove's code is BEBH29, which means it was made in October of 2016 in the Philippines. The earliest picture I have of the glove is from April 27th, 2017, which was right after we had gotten back from our Cuba baseball trip and right before starting the baseball season. And what a season it would be. To start this glove's journey off, Carson was playing 13U at the time, and so this is the last year on the small field. And the last year, kids are seeing 80 plus miles an hour from 50 feet away, which is probably feels like 100 miles an hour. Well, the glove is off to a hot start, with Carson throwing a perfect game against what was one of the best teams in Toronto. The game was only 3 innings because they absolutely mercied them, 18-0, and they later went on to win that tournament. Okay, so in Canada we have our national championship hosted mid-August, where the best teams in each province compete for the title of Best in Canada. Some of these teams are all-star teams, and for the majority of them, they have won an elimination-style double knockout tournament. I know in Ontario, the winning team can typically pick up 2 or 3 players from other teams in the tournament, just to kind of like add some more pitching depth to them, and that's exactly what happened to Carson. And just note, this only happens every other age group, so 13U, 15U, and then 17/18U, your last years of the program. Alright, so this year in 2017, the man-child went 2-0 while pitching, taking wins over both Quebec teams, which is the equivalent of the rivalry of like a Michigan-Ohio State. So they advanced to the finals where they won the national championship for 13U. Alright, so the dominance didn't just stop there. So Carson in the Mocha glove got called up in 2018 to an event called the Ontario Summer Games, which they actually won. And then he got called up to the 15U Nationals as a 14U pitcher to actually pitch the national championship game, like the final, the gold medal game. So that's 2 national championships in 2 years. Well, it doesn't stop there, because in 2019 he was called up again to the 15U National Championship and again came home with his 3rd national championship gold medal. In 2020, as I'm sure most of you are aware, it was the start of the pandemic, and in Canada we really didn't have a season at all, and since we could only be in groups of roughly 9 at a time for the entire field, it was just a lot of training at that time. And training, Carson in the Mocha glove did, because he hit 93 on the bump while in his 16U year. In 2021, we still weren't really having a real baseball season, so the man-child and the Mocha headed down to Florida to play for the Blaze, which is one of the Florida travel teams that kind of play in perfect game tournaments. So I believe this is where the Mocha played its final games, in probably the worst way possible. So Carson had a freak accident on the mound and needed to get Tommy John, so his season was over. Now, because this is the end of the glove story, for now, I'm going to give a little recap just to this point in time. So Carson has recovered from Tommy John. He's grinded hard to get back on the mound. He signed with Bowling Green, as which is a D1 in Ohio. He also got invited to play with Team Canada 18U program for the summer of 2022. And then right now, he's just grinding. He's at school. He's playing for Bowling Greens. All right, let's get into the fun part now. Let's repair this glove. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing for the glove is rip this whole thing apart. Then we're going to be relacing, well, I guess we're going to relace this whole thing in Mocha. And then we're going to redo the hand-sewn welting on the side right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but let's get it. When we look at the story of this glove, it's one of glory, a highly decorated one, but also one of setbacks and challenges. It's these challenges that really define who we are. Do you face a challenge head on, or do you back away and give up? In this case, it was faced head on, and honestly, I can't say enough how proud I am of my brother for pushing through and continuing to succeed. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you check out the Discord. Make sure you check out the Insta. We will be posting another video next week. It will be a challenge video, so get ready for that. GloveFit Nation, I'll see you next time.